Thank you so much for being with us this morning. You're with Dogtopia, and you're going to help us a little bit learn more about some things that we might have around the house that are not for dogs,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us here today. So yeah, I wanted to start out with our ornaments. Really, you know, dogs for Christmas. It's a great time of year for everybody. But the dogs definitely and the cats definitely don't know any better as far as what's safe and what's not.
Okay.
So as far as the ornaments, a glass ornament that could break, you know, getting caught in their digestive system, getting caught in their paws, that could definitely be fatal. That's something they definitely want to watch out for, any glass products like that. And even the smaller ones, as you can see, my favorite foghorn leghorn and his little one, those are the type that can fall off the tree, can be ingested, and definitely cause a lot of problems for the dogs.
Okay, that's a good reminder, because we don't really consider where we're hanging the ornaments. You're just kind of putting them on there, and bigger dogs can get up there real quick. My boyfriend has a sheepadoodle, and we noticed that he likes to play with everything real close to the bottom.
That's what a really good hanger does too. If you can get a good one that can kind of go around the branch and really support itself, as opposed to some that just kind of hang on there and can get pushed off real easy.
Okay, so Mark, and you were also saying like little things like potpourri or this kind of.
So tinsel's a big one. You know, when it's blowing on the tree, the cats definitely find that as enticing, because they know it's a toy. They want to go play, and when they're pulling on that, that's when ornaments fall off. When they eat the tinsel, that's very bad too, because it gets in their digestive system. Again, can kind of tangle up in there, and that can really cause a problem, because then you got to go to the vet, and that's a heavy bill. Because that takes it out of Christmas.
To see that in the X-ray, yeah, that's a merry, not so Christmas for you, right?
So the same thing goes for the packaging. When the cats and the dogs see that, if there's something in there that really entices them, they're going to go digging into it. They're going to eat the paper, they're going to eat the ribbon, trying to get into it. Same thing again, the digestive element really gets into their system and makes it, again, where you may have to be at a vet to get that taken care of as well. Potpourri again, that smell. I brought that. You can smell the cinnamon.
It does. Smells really good.
They're going to go for that as well.
Yes.
They're going to chew on that. They're going to eat on that. So make sure your potpourri's covered, taken care of in a safe place. Same thing for the candles and any type of flame, fireplaces. You know, the pets are definitely curious. They want to know what's going on with that flame. They get close enough to that, and that fur burns. It's definitely can cause a problem, and if they knock something over, that can cause a fire in the home, so you definitely want to be safe as well.
I'm thinking, I have a dog too, so I'm thinking of all these things. Luckily, my little mini tree, I put it above, a little higher on like a platform, so he can't get to it. But this is interesting too, lights and cords?
Yeah, so I brought my lights, and of course I haven't untangled them yet, so they look like that for everybody. But once you untangle them and get them on the tree, it's kind of like that Christmas Vacation. It's not as bad as that. The cat's not going to get it through the floor or anything.
That movie is so, I'm thinking of the cat scene.
Yes,
and was it cat or squirrel? Cat.
There was a squirrel and there was a cat too. The cat ate it underneath the chair, I think it was. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're at least keeping those high enough, and at least monitoring, watching your pets as they're in the house. If you're not at home, make sure you either have your pets in a safe place where they're not going to get to those things. But the same thing goes for electrical cords. You're going to have a lot of them out for the Christmas holidays. You want to make sure that you're not chewing on those, or they're not chewing on those, excuse me.
Yes.
The dogs and the cats, and just making sure they're in a safe place.
Okay, well that's really, and then you also brought the tree stand. Why is that?
Yeah, so the tree stand, when there's water in there with the tree, if you don't put the chemicals that they provide for you, because a lot of them, you want your tree stand green, you want that smell supposedly, so they give you those chemicals to put in there. Be very careful, because that's very bad for the cats and the dogs.
And they might go curious drinking water out of there.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Not that kind of water.
And they definitely want to go to it, because it's just, they think it's a water supply. It looks like a bowl. They think it's there for them. And as the tree sits for a while too, that tree sap's not good in the water as well.
And I'm sure maybe the little pines too, the little leaves.
So yes, I was going to go to the garland. When they ingest this as well, those little pine pieces, or the little the tree pieces, so to speak, those definitely stick inside of them, can stick inside their ingestion, their GI system. But also there's wiring on here. So you can see, I've created a piece. Yeah, so that little wiring right there.
Oh, yeah.
When a dog chews on that, or a cat, it can just stick right into their gums. And then it's stuck there. They get into a really bad situation, and it just makes them feel extremely uncomfortable.
Oh, we don't want that for our sweet fur
not for our loved
babies.
ones on Christmas.
Well, I know that also, you know, this time of year, there's going to be different family members around. What do you suggest to keep a dog calm or maybe feeling safe?
So a lot like humans, we all want our quiet time in our quiet place. A dog definitely wants to be put in a place where they can be comfortable, safe, quiet. When you have everybody around and they're getting kind of stepped on or walked on, not in a comfortable spot, people opening doors and the dog can get out or the cat can get out, just want to be safe.
Okay, yes, well, that's great information. And on our screen right now, guys, take a picture and remember that these things could be dangerous to your pets. Just be careful about where you place them, like Mark said, and how, you know, accessible they are to your pet. We thank you so much for being with us. How can people reach y'all? I know Dogtopia is a doggy daycare, so you deal with all sorts of dogs all day long.
So we are the world's largest doggy daycare. It just happened 2 weeks ago, but we're the world's largest doggy daycare boarding and spa. We have 2 locations right now, our De Zavala right near I-10, and then also our Stone Oak location, which will be opening this week. And then we have Alamo Ranch coming and Alamo Heights coming as well.
Congratulations to you. Thank you for all this information, because I have basically all this at home, so now I'm going to be extra cautious.
I remember, yes, ma'am.
Yes, thanks for being with us, y'all.